Well, we're grateful to Paul Grayson, who joins us this evening to answer some points that have been raised on the forum. Paul, very good of you to come along and speak to us and answer a number of issues that have been raised. We start with one from Mark Andrews, who's suggested that the body language of the players on and off the pitch looks negative, and what are you doing as a coach to inject the energy and positivity back into the team?
Body language on the field is something we've talked about a little bit, both in one-day cricket and four-day cricket. Got a group of very young players that should have enthusiasm and energy, so something we're trying to address. One or two people need to work on the fielding, whether that's on their athleticism, their awareness, or maybe the throwing. So it's something as a group we've identified that we need to improve our fielding. We've lost some good fielders on our side over the last couple of years. You know, Grant Flower not been around. Obviously Matt Walker's been very good, and also we don't see much of Ravi and Cookie anymore. So, you know, the guys that are coming to the side have got to work on the fielding, because it's certainly an area that has not improved in one-day cricket, because I think probably 2-3 years ago we were one of the best one-day fielding sides in the country. So it's something we're working on, and over the winter and pre-season next year we're going to do a lot more fielding.
Right, indeed. And a second point that Mark Andrews raises is the form of Tim Phillips, who has been exceptional in one-day cricket. He asks how we can work to translate his exceptional success in the shorter form of the game into championship cricket, and I guess that's something that frustrates you a little bit as well.
Yeah, firstly, he's had an outstanding season in one-day cricket. In the T20, I think he was the highest wicket taker. Also in the CB40, he's bowled well. Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, and Tim's the most frustrated person in this, because he, you know, hasn't really performed in four-day cricket like we want him to do. So at the moment, he's currently our second spinner in four-day cricket. Tom Craddock's come into the side and extremely well. So we've offered Tim a new contract for next season. He's yet to sign that, so hopefully he'll sign his contract either this week or next week, and then we can get down to some work in the winter, how we're going to improve him. And the question I always ask the players end of the season individually is, how can you come back a better player next season? And we try and help them do that, and hopefully Tim will agree to stay, and we can do some work this winter with him, and see some real progress in four-day cricket like we have in one day this year.
Right, okay, we'll move on to a question that Jerry McCarthy has raised, and it's probably a valid point anyway. After attending all the 2020 games this season, I could not help noticing the way James Foster continually ran up to the bowler every other ball and discussed various points. This, of course, wastes valuable time and could incur us actually conceding 6 runs. Well, he asked whether, a very loaded question, do you still think James Foster is the right choice to be Essex captain? I think the point is more perhaps the difficulty of a wicket-keeper captaining the side, particularly in a limited overs game.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, I think that Fozzie's taken a bit of unfair criticism this year for his captaincy. It's his first year in the job, and I think he's done a very good job. I don't know any captains that are the finished article in the first season. He's learning that all the time, and I think he's, like I say, he's improving as the season's gone on. He's led from the front with the bat. He's been excellent. Yes, the times that in T20 cricket we do run a little bit short with the clock, and maybe Fozzie does run up to the bowlers occasionally and speak to them when it's not needed. But he's trying to get the fields right, set right, and make sure he's got good communication with the bowler. And you know, I honestly think he's had a good season, and I'm sure he'll come back a better captain next season as well.
Okay, good answer there, Paul. Thank you. A question from Mark Wheeler, something different here. How much time do you or your senior coaches watch young fringe players playing club cricket? And would it be of benefit to Essex if all the clubs that filter players to us were actually all playing in just one single league?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much time he thinks I've got, to be honest. I'd love a bit more time off, to be honest, go and watch a bit more junior cricket and some development squads. But, you know, I'm coaching the side on my own pretty much with Chris Silverwood, so days off in the summer are few and far between. So on that side of things, I don't really get the opportunity to go and see too much. There is talk next season that we possibly might be putting an academy side in the Essex League, so it's something we're looking at. But we have good scouts out there looking at young players coming through. Keith Fletcher watches a huge amount of cricket. John Charles gets out. Barry Hyam. Terry Charrington. So there's some good scouts there that are looking for fresh talent and also keeping an eye on the guys that are developing through.
Yes, indeed. Have a long question here from Gareth Edwards, and I'll hopefully just praise it and get the point home that he wants to bring. Really talking about Danish Kaneria and the phenomenal form that Danish had a couple of years ago. He just asked a scenario, how about with Danish apparently dropping out of the Pakistan radar, if you like, comes back or is available as a Colpack player, comes back to Essex with James Foster, keeping behind the stumps where they invariably got one or two stumpings in each inning, so it seemed, or certainly a match, and with Tom Craddock's arrival as well. Would that be an ideal situation?
No, we're not looking to bring Danish back next season. He served a good purpose for us. He was an outstanding overseas player and very popular in the dressing room and helped us win many games. But we're going to go down a different road. That's one of the reasons why we've signed Tom Craddock. He's 22. He's very exciting. I'm really pleased that we've got him on board. He signed a 2-year contract only a couple of weeks ago. So, next season, Tom will be at the moment our number one 4-day spinner, and he's done very well. So we thank Danish for his services over the years, but it's time to move on, and we're looking at other options for an overseas player next season.
Yes, indeed. And then the second question from Gareth Edwards, but I'm sure one that many people would like an answer to, and it's on a positive one about the emerging talent that's coming through, the younger quality players at Essex coming through the youth system. Are there more on the horizon that haven't identified themselves as yet, Paul?
Well, in this current game we're playing against Surrey, we've got 5 or 6 lads under the age of 22 and under, so I think we're doing more than our fair share of producing good young players coming through. Tymel Mills is showing what an exciting bowler he's going to be. Adam Wheater's had a very good season. Tom Wesley, Jake Mickleborough, Tom Craddock, Ben Fawkes is coming through. So there's a nucleus of some very good young players. I'd just say to people who watch us, just be a little bit patient with one or two of these lads. There's some real talent out there, but don't expect too much. They are going to make mistakes, these young lads, but just hang in there, because we honestly believe we're going to have a very good side in 2 or 3 years' time in 4-day cricket. So everyone demands success straight away, and if anyone appreciates what we're trying to do, we are building a new side at the moment by trying to play these lads, and it's something that we want to continue to do as well.
Yes, indeed. Perhaps more of a ready answer, an answer looking immediately ahead to next season from Jake Hutt. Are there any potential signings and targets lined up that you're able to reveal to members and supporters at this time?
Well, we're working very hard to bring some new players in for next season. I put it on record that we're trying to bring 3 new faces to the club. We'd like to sign a top order batsman as an overseas player for the early part of next season, with the likelihood that Cook, Bopara, Tenduscar, Shah are going to be away. So we're speaking to agents and players about next season for that role. We'd like to bring another sort of experienced bowler to support Graham Napier and David Masters, along with the 3 exciting young bowlers we've got at the club, and maybe an option of another player as well. So I can reaffirm to everyone that we are trying at the moment to bring new players to the club, and we're doing our best over the next few weeks to do that.
Right, okay. One here from Steve McCann. I've been a member for many years. What can you do to reassure me for 2012 to ensure that my membership is worthwhile renewing for next season?
Good question. I mean, obviously we feel like we've got exciting times ahead, and the players are unsure this game, and are going to work very hard over the winter to make improvements so we come back a better side. We're all learning. I'm learning each day about myself as a coach and about the players. And I honestly believe that some very, very exciting players coming through the club, and they will be given the opportunities to show what they can do. And if you add that to the quality of Tenduscar, Shah, Bopara, Foster, all these guys, I know people demand success. We've fallen short in all 3 competitions this year, just fallen short, I believe. And hopefully next year we can go one better and win a trophy.
Well, that's very honest answers. Good of you to front up and speak to the members about various points that they raised. Thanks once again, and good luck to you for the future as well. Next season, starting next season and for many years to come.